Okay, so I know I said I was going to do this during the update video, and we're having the first episode today because there's not been any big music news that I can look into and talk about. So, we're doing the first episode of What's in the Box, which is going to be like a weekly, bi-weekly, whatever thing, to where I fill this up with random CDs from my collection and showcase them to you. Just as like a little quick video, since I think it can only hold like 7 or so. So I figured that would be a nice little bit. So first up in the box, we are going to talk about the Pogues, Red Roses for Me. Pretty cool album, their debut album as the Pogues. This, if you'll notice down here, where my finger's sliding across, these are the bonus tracks. So this is the 2004 repress of the CD with the deluxe edition of it. Pretty cool. Let me just show you the inside there. I really hope, since it is the 40th anniversary of this album, that there is a repress for Black Friday. My favorite track off of the main part of the album, like the main album overall, is Streams of Whiskey. Obviously, that's a good one. Or I think it's Boys from the County Hell. That's a really good one as well. From the bonus track section, Leaving a Liverpool is probably the best out of any of them. And The Wild Rover is a good second. I didn't like this version of And the Band Played Waltzing Matilda. I feel like the bonus track version from The Rum Sodomy and the Lash, where I think it was like a 7 or 8 minute version. I feel they did a better version on that one, but this one isn't too bad. This one clocks in at $4.50. I picked this up for $5 at a record show. As of recently, it's probably the most recent record show haul I've done. Let me just show you behind the disc. You have pictures of them all playing. Pretty neat. I would say this is a solid pickup for you. I got this at a flea market. This is Mick Jagger's God Gave Me Everything. This is the promotional single version. Does it say anywhere on the outside? No, it doesn't, but we can see on the inside. That's it right there. It's just it's hard to do. Did it freeze? There we go. For some reason it looked like it froze. Right within the middle part, right after the disc and then the Virgin record label, it's for promotional use only, not for resale, from 2001. Probably the best song off of Goddess in the Doorway. I don't care what anyone else says. Even though it is a lead single, I don't give a shit. It is that good. The second track on this is Call Out Hook. Pretty solid song as well. This one, the God Gave Me Everything, does feature Lenny Kravitz. If I'm correct, he does guitar. I gotta familiarize myself with his work. I know him. I know I need to get into it, but yeah. Picked this up for, I think, $4. Next up, we have one I got for Christmas last year in 2023. Oh, this actually has the receipt in here. Let me pull that out. That might have my name on it. This is Jim McCann's Grace. What is this? Grace and Other Irish Love Songs. If you don't know, Jim McCann was like an Irish, I would say Irish folk artist. And that way, I don't know if it's like fully folk or whatever. Regardless, great musician. A lot of people know him for this version of Grace that he did. Very heartfelt, whatever. Also has some other stuff. One of my favorite he's done is Carrickfergus. Alright, hold on, I had to like look at it for a second. Go Lassie Go is another one he's very known for. We have stuff like I'll Take You Home Again, Kathleen. I Love the Ground She Walks Upon. My, I'm hoping I'm saying this right, My Lagan Love. It's Lagan, but pretty cool. But what's weird about this one, when I scan it, it comes up as the vinyl version. There is no recorded version of the CD on Discogs as of recording right now. It's on Rego Irish Records and Tapes Incorporated, and it has a 1994 release date, but it says New York, so there's no US, Ireland, UK pressings. But regardless, excited to have this. It's a great listen. Check it out. Next up is a bootleg that I picked up just because it was funny and I had to. This is a copy of Irish coffee. Now, if you notice, it does look a tiny bit odd. That's not your screen being weird. Bit odd, whatever. I should have known probably from the solid white with the Irish coffee logo. But if I didn't then, I really did now. Now, I was at the Arbutus record show when I found this, and I was looking through the CDs, and I'm like, I think it was like 3 for $5. That's what it was. Was it? No, it was $1 a piece, or 6 for $5. That's what it was. This is what it was. So I was looking, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that Irish coffee? I love the music. I love the album. So I pulled it out, and I'm like, this looks a bit odd, but it could be a weird 90s pressings. A lot of 90s weird pressings like this always seem very faded to me, or they're very low quality. I don't know why, but that's just how I've seen it. But I looked aside, saw the writing, I'm like, damn it. But for 6 for $5, it was basically free. So, because I got 5 other great ones, so I figured I'm picking it up just to say I have a copy of Irish coffee. Vinyl-wise, I've seen this go as much as like a couple hundred, I think, to 1,000 as well. It's very sought after by a lot of people. There's one guy I watch, I think it's Noble Records or whatever the hell, on YouTube. I can't watch his videos anymore of his hauls, because every time I do, I get insanely jealous. He's like, oh, I just did a whole entire like record pickup. Here's some cool stuff I kept from my collection. And it's all stuff that's like from my top grails section. Like he has like the Brains machine, I think. He has a copy of Pussy Plays, obviously. He pulled this out. He pulled like, I think one time it was like 3 in a row on ones that were like my must-haves. And I'm like, how the hell do you get, like, I understand. He has a record store. He spends money on this shit. But I'm like, how do you get so lucky? Like, this is more than luck. That's the crazy part. But regardless, he's a great YouTuber. I still love his content. It's just like, oh my god, some of the videos are so hard to watch. Next up is probably the most odd one in my collection. Reading it first. It's called 5-Way Split with Anal Penetration, Count Chocula, Dwarfophile, Necrobestiality, and Spamicidal. I don't know how long it gets. I'm guessing YouTube won't censor this. You can't really see it. Plus, the whole entire cover is up on there. This was in a lot of CDs that I picked up to sell. That's all. I can't take it off the disc tray. What's under this is so much worse. But it's like that cheap sticker label on it. You can see right under it better in person. Whatever the hell disc it was. But yeah, this is, I'm gonna censor that out unless you want to, so that way you can see their stuff. But holy hell, this is what they call gore grind or porno grind. It's like, when I look it up on Discogs, that's what they are. And no idea how limited it is. This is limited edition. Highest it's gone for is like $30, so I gotta keep this for myself just because it's so weird. What's odd is a lot of people like Count Chocula, and I also think Spamicidal, and I think Dwarfophile's still good, but like at least Count Chocula and Spamicidal, they don't have any other releases outside of here, and a lot of the other releases from the other groups like Penetration, Dwarfophile, and Necrobestiality, they're at least like super old at this point. It's not a good listen. It's not. I'm telling you straight up, it's not the best listen at all. They're funny, but like, what? Like probably the weirdest one is like, there's one called like Rotting Fetus in a Dumpster. When I'm looking at Count Chocula's. Penetrations, I can't read any of theirs. Dwarfophile, what can I read from there? Hershey Plant Patricide. This isn't because I have sunglasses on, it's so blurry. Necrobestiality is stuff like Colostomy Casserole, Sewer diving, spamicidal has I made a Virgin Mary statue bleed because I beat the shit out of it. They're so fucked, basically. I don't know where the hell this came from. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. This is like a mystery to me. It says it's been a Corporaphiliacs Anonymous production. That's who put it on. I don't know how rare these are, but I believe this is 2001. If you can find it, if you like weird music, get it. If you like preserving music, get it. If you like gore grind or grindcore stuff, get this. If you're a normal person, please stay as far away from it as possible. Save yourself from the painful, like, 40-50 minutes I had to go through listening to this. Next one is cool. This one came, I believe from the Netherlands or Germany back in 2020. This is Dope DOD's The Ugly EP. Now, you'll see it's very shiny looking. I have it in a, like little wrap case because it is still sealed. The seal, the stick is, like, kind of peeling off at the top. To where if I were to, I could feel the actual case of the CD. So to keep it as safe as possible, put it in this. If I'm correct, this is the last EP with Dopey Rotten before he ended up leaving. I think he left for like medical purposes. So this is like the last EP with him, if I'm correct, as a full-time member. He's come back before as like features. He came back on the Onyx and Dope DOD's Shotgun and Hell. He came back on that weird black and white one. I forget what the fuck it was called, but he came back on that. All that stuff. I wish he was a full-time member again, at least for the studio, because he really brought a uniqueness to the group that, even though I love Skits Vicious and J Reaper, they're really good. I feel like they both kind of have the same dark tones, and you need Dopey Rotten in there to kind of shake it up. Tracks on this, probably the most known ones. I gotta look because it's all like gray-black. The Trapezoid and then Ridiculous Part 2 featuring Redman are some of the biggest ones on here. But also there's songs like Dirt Dogs and Boiling Point, which is a really good one. That's a very good ending, but it also has the bonus track. Sorry, the last one was like almost in the black. It has FU featuring, can't read that. You can look it up for yourself, and then the last track is Dungeons. I think it's Dungeons and Dragons. If there's anything else, I don't know. But what's really cool, it still has like the still has the sales sticker on the back, so that's pretty wild. I love the combination of that monster with like all three of them. It's hard to see. There we go. But like it has like near the D. Has like J Reaper's afro. I believe that's like you have like Dopey Rotten's hair. Skits Vicious is like the eyes on it, because he always has that. I think he always, or at least as of that time, had like a weird contact in. Skits Vicious's hair is the fucking weirdest part. It's like I will say, the commitment to keeping half your head shaved for like 10 years now is fucking dedication, to the point where it's like one side's completely shiny bald and the other side is like full grown. That's impressive. Earthling by David Bowie. I think I picked this up at either local record store or the flea market. Don't remember where, honestly, if I'm correct. Like, in a minute. Out of his 90s stuff, this is probably the most known cover-wise. Especially for songs like Little Wonder. Sorry, it's hard to read. I know I shouldn't wear sunglasses, but my eyes will be bouncing everywhere if I don't. If I'm correct, this also has I'm Afraid of Americans. Yep. Also has stuff like 7 Years in Tibet, Dead Man Walking. Does this have... No, that's the other album. But this one has the bonus tracks. I forgot about that. Because this is a 2004 repress. Has the Little Wonder, Danny... I think it's Danny Saber dance mix. It's hard to read. I'm Afraid of Americans, 9 Inch Nails VJ Mix, Dead Man Walking Moby Mix 2, and Telling Lies Adam F Mix. I wish they would have added demos, but hey, that's just me. My favorite track is probably Little Wonder or 7 Years into Bed. Pretty decent. I don't know if I showed the inside yet, but I love the inside. The inside looks cool. Ooh, is there anything in the back? Yep. All sorts of weird writing. Neat. Last one on the list. Marilyn Manson. Oh, had a hiccup. Smells Like Children. I am keeping a sticker on there because I thought it was a cool addition. This is weird because this is labeled as either an album or an EP. It's very odd. But what's interesting is, I think the, it's basically skits. And, there's skits, remixes, and original songs. The one everyone knows is Sweet Dreams. That's the cover on here. But we have stuff like I Put a Spell on You as well. That's another big one that went big on that. Dance of the Dope Hats. The White Trash, the remix. Can't see it because it's stuck by the sticker. That's a good one on there. The one everyone seems to pull off of this one is the very last one. Can I? Oh, this is just a cover. It's at the very. You see it, right? I'm not saying it because I can't say it. The rock and roll fellas. Let's say that. We're gonna call them the rock and roll fellas. Now, unironically, like, I'm not even trying to be like, oh, edgy, whatever the fuck. That was honestly a hard song to listen to because, like, not hard in a bad way, but hard in like a good way. Like, not even listening to the words of the song, but I was just like, the beat was so good. It was such a good song. Other than when they was saying that. That's what I gotta say about that. I think I paid like $4 or $5 for this. Or no, this was $3. I remember this. This was $3. The crack case, there is a couple cracks in the back of the case, but I don't want to mess up the sticker, so I'm gonna keep it that way for now. But honestly, favorite song is White Trash or I Put a Spell on You or track 15, which is what we're calling it now. So those are like the top 3 off of this album. It's a very odd one, but it's a unique listen at the end of the day. That'll do it for the end of What's in the Box Part 1. Let me know what your favorite album was down in the comments below. And actually, tell me your favorite, and tell me your most curious, and tell me your least favorite. I'm curious to see what everyone's is, just to see what people like. Because honestly, I'm going through my whole CD collection. This might be how I showcase them all, or maybe one day I'll just do a whole entire video pulling them off the shelf, be like, hey, here's one, here's one. But I figured this is a cool little snippet way to show you. So if you liked it, let me know below, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever. See you in the next one.